What is up, humans of the cardboard? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we've got two final reveals for the structure deck Lost Sanctuary. I'm so pumped for this. I didn't know if we were gonna get any more cards. This structure deck's actually about to drop in the OCG. I think in like the next week, and we had two more cards revealed, which is just awesome. I think Konami's been doing a great job with these structure decks. At least in the OCG, I know sometimes they don't always get imported over, but the Structure Deck R series is so cool. I was actually looking last night through like the list of all of the upcoming structure decks that could potentially end up as part of this series. And there's a lot of really cool ones. So maybe I'll make another video on that soon, talking about like the coolest ones and the ones I'm looking most forward to when they do finally come around. But anyway, for today, we're looking at these. They're both bangers. I already gave him a quick read, just, you know, when I couldn't help myself. Sorry. Anyway, let's jump into this thing. We're starting off with Chorus in the Sky. This is the spell card. It's a normal spell that you can only activate one per turn. Pay 1,000 life points. Then target a fairy monster in your graveyard. That's cost. Add it to your hand. That's any fairy, by the way. Very generic. Then, if Sanctuary in the Sky is on the field or in a graveyard, you can add one of your banished Sanctuary in the Sky or cards that listed in their text to your hand. Woo! Okay, so long story short, this card is pretty freaking nice, right? This card's just what? What's that one card? The Warrior Returning Alive, but for fairies. So instead of adding any warrior back, this adds any fairy in the game back, so that really gives you some flexibility there once you've loaded up some monsters in grave. Also, and then obviously the bonus, if Sanctuary Sky's on the field, you can add any banished Sanctuary card or card that lists it. So as your combo, you're banishing stuff, whatever. This card could be so many different things. This card could potentially be an extender from where you're at. You know, trying to play through stuff. This could be a card that reloads your hand as a +1, right? Get a fairy back from grave, get another card back from banished, and boom, you just went +1. Maybe it's a recovery card. You've gone combo, but maybe our combo is not super high ceiling. Depends how you build the deck. This sets you up for a very strong follow-up play on the next turn. Very, very cool card. Nonetheless, this card could easily see play in like any fairy deck just because of this, right? Adds any fairy monster. We're not restricted to levels, attributes. It could be an extra deck monster that you want to reload back into your extra deck if it's fairy, anything there. So a lot of really cool stuff. There's a lot of cool applications there. This card's definitely pretty solid. But honestly, I kind of think the trap card is the bigger banger of the two, but you guys let me know. The last one is Lost Sanctuary. That's awesome. Just give it the name Lost Sanctuary. I love that, right? Because Lost Sanctuary sounds like it would be the name of a card. So yeah, looks really dope. Also, it's like a floating palace. Awesome. Anyway, it's a continuous trap. You can only activate one card with this name once per turn, and the third effect is a hard once per turn. Also, continuous, stays on the field. I love these kinds of cards. When this card resolves, you can set one Sanctuary in the Sky or a spell or trap that lists that card in its text directly from your deck to the field. That is so, so clean on activation. Now listen, I know this is a trap card, so this is like setting most likely a spell on your opponent's turn, which does leave you open to getting it, like everything cleared out of the way and stuff. But if it doesn't, it's going to get you like a free +1 like follow-up play, which is really nice. And this card's name becomes Sanctuary in the Sky while face up on the field or in the graveyard. So again, another card that helps you get these bonus effects. But everybody was like so worried that like the deck didn't like easily search Sanctuary in the Sky. And now looking at all this support, you have multiple cards that either get you Sanctuary either on the field or in grave, or just other cards that just count as Sanctuary while they're face up on the field. And so that's really, really clean. It's just another alleyway to like make your deck be able to work around somebody thinking they're cheeky and DD crowing the Sanctuary, so some of your cards are just like half as strong. No, you could just chain this card to like a DD crow or something like that, and now they are just wasting cards. And the final effect, and really the icing on the cake here, is you can banish one fairy monster from your graveyard, then target an effect monster your opponent controls, all as cost, negates effects till the end of the turn. Yeah, I mean, nothing nothing too wild, but this is just a face-up continuous impermanence every turn by banishing a fairy. Which also, by the way, happens to synergize with our spell, right? So this card itself sets the spell on activation, Then you banish a fairy, hopefully a fairy that lists Sanctuary in the Sky in its text to then like negate something. So boom, disruption, as well as being a card that gets you follow up. And then this card is not only live on the following turn to get the add of a fairy back to your hand, but then the ability to add whatever fairy monster you banished off of a Lost Sanctuary to then get that bonus. And because it counts as Sanctuary in the Sky on the field, that would be live. So really, really solid. By the way, guys, sorry about the cough. I have been feeling a little bit under the weather today, but nothing could keep me away from this sexy news. Just so clean. I'm very excited for this. I really hope we get this in the TCG. I mean, we did get the Machina structure deck, which was a structure deck R. We didn't get some of the other ones. I'm hoping this is one of them, because if they want to import this into something else, obviously these cards will almost guaranteed end up being much more expensive than if we wanted to get them in a structure deck. So but I think this is great. I think the trap card actually makes the deck much more desirable to build in a more control-y or mid-range style instead of a full-on combo, because everything I'd seen so far has been full-on like Hulk combo. You're just trying to make like a big Hulk board essentially. But the trap definitely makes me lean more towards like a possible control style version. So I'm gonna have to hit the lab for sure in the next upcoming months. We don't even know when or if we're getting this anytime soon. So hopefully we get news on that pretty shortly. And this is awesome. I think the structure deck is great. I don't think a single new card in here is bad. You know how like we got the Ice Barrier structure deck and like barely any of it was like good? You were like, okay, but like this needs to do more for what what Ice Barriers have, and they just didn't. It felt like every card in this structure deck was like doing the good stuff. Konami's really pushing this, and I'm happy for it, because agents have always been cool. People have always liked agents. Master Hyperion's dope. They just never really gave them like the right kind of support, and now they have, and I'm very happy for it. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Only 2 cards, but 2 really cool ones. I want to know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on these new cards, if this changes your opinion of the stuff we already have, if this makes you want to go in a different route for the deck building. I don't know. I haven't exactly labbed everything, because I didn't want to start labbing before I knew like what all the cards for the structure deck were even going to be, because of course they could easily do this. They actually like to do this, like they drop like 1 or 2 final cards right before the release. I think to just kind of like ramp up hype like right before the product drops, just to, you know, bump up sales a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really excited. Let me know in the comments your thoughts down below. And of course, guys, subscribe if you haven't. You want to stay updated on all Yu-Gi-Oh news, and I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Peace.